Greetings from the frontier, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Farthest Frontier, Episode 9, Glassmaking. We're being raided again. From the west. So the west is probably the best direction for me, cardinally, because I have my barracks west, so I don't even need to do anything to really prepare for this raid, I don't think. But let me hit F3. So I can see all the raiders. So my gold miners, coal miners, they better run quickly because they're going to get ganked. And buildings will get destroyed. So like this fence, not a big deal. So I ring the bell. Can you blow up one? Why would you attack two fences? Doubling the amount of work you have to do. Oh, I heard them kill someone. Which doesn't surprise me. It's hard to get away in time. The brickyard is built. I think one of the brickyard workers died because that spot was vacated. Yeah, brickmaker. Onra died. So just like last time, they spread to this untowered section of the wall, which is fine, as well as this untowered section of the wall. The guarded gate, they're attempting to attack, and failing miserably. There's only one raider there, and he's going to die. And then I'm going to let my barracks tower kill off as many as they can, and then I'll have them patrol the walls and kill the rest. Oh, I think they killed the Wagoneer. The Wainwright? Yep. Don't worry, I have a lot of immigration. You will be replaced. I mean, remembered. You'll be remembered. Right. Now I'm going to have the garrison troops go on patrol and kill them off. I can even hit the bell because there's really not a lot of threat right now. Come on. There we go. Oh, they broke a wall. Well, my troops got there just in time then. I like how this warrior decided running straight at my guard tower was somehow a smart idea. Don't worry, you'll die. Arrow release! Mega volley! Go! Splat. All the rest of them are fleeing except for the ones in the north. So move the flag up here. There is actually a way to game the farming system, because I see you guys talking about farming. There's a way to game the farming system to make it less annoying, which is to build a max size farm and then just keep expanding upon it. So I can demo that in a minute. But like the way that would look like is you just set up one giant field, and then when you want it bigger, you just expand crop field, and you can just keep adding to the crop field way beyond the original max size. To just have like a mega field. That's one way to like compensate for the lackluster farming system, is to just have jumbo fields, and you don't need mods for that or anything. Get him! Get him! Got him! All right, village was raided, 2 villagers killed, 4 buildings destroyed. They took 4 iron. I killed 29 of them. 29 raiders for 4 iron. Seems pretty good to me. Pretty good ratio. And I think all the buildings that were destroyed I've already queued up to be replaced. It was this gate, these 2 gates, and this wall, which I haven't rebuilt yet, but I just did. Wow, they are buying pelts for a lot more than I bought them for. It's tempting. Are you selling pelts? No. No, I don't think I'm going to trade. All right, let's get some more brick makers. Finish the roads here. And then what I have left to do is glass. But the raid came in from the west, and although this community specifically suffered, you know, some of the people here died because they got hit by that raid pretty early on. None of these work facilities got destroyed, so I don't think walling them in is necessary as a result, because we didn't lose anything. So some of the first things that I'm going to want to upgrade once I start to get an income of brick will be the root cellars, so that I can store food more efficiently and not have them decay. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get the cooper so that we can make some barrels to keep the stuff from decaying as well. And I am squaring up my roads. For efficiency's sake. So I've got 2 stockyards, 1 storehouse, and 2 root cellars, and they're not very full. So the barrels that I make at the cooper will go to the root cellars and stockhouses. And I'm starting to get the first trickle of bricks. Right on. So, speaking about glass, because that's the other priority up there, is glass requires sand. I'm not sure where the closest sand pit is. Okay, definitely not down here. There's more clay down there, noted. Is that tree nuts? Yeah, that's tree nuts, not clay. Oh, here's the sand. So it's not very close. This means that I'm going to need a temporary workhouse for it. So it's on the other side of the flax fields. So I'm going to have to... There's a bit of a commute to get up to that sand. It's also only a pit of 1,000, so it's going to run out soonish. And I don't see any more, so I'd have to explore more of the map tile or just buy it. Am I out of water again at the bakery? I am, yeah. I'm actually out of flour, so let me reduce the amount of bakers that I have. 2. This bakery... One way to deal with the bakery, given how much water it requires, is to put bakeries really close to water sources, like ponds, so that the wells that serve the bakeries are very well... okay, pun intended. Very deep and plentiful wells. In my case, I don't think I care enough to do that. But that would be one way to deal with it, is to move it. The thing is, people like living near bakeries. The desirability benefits of a bakery is not huge. Like, if you see I move it away, it's like a 4%, 3%, 4% difference or so. So I could move the bakery if it becomes a consistent problem. Or just keep plugging wells around. No, you run. You run. I don't want to replace the hunter for the nth time. She's okay. So I'm going to make the decision. The first use of brick will be the root cellars to try to tamp down on food spoilage. Why are flour and flour the same pronunciation? Homonyms, man. They're crazy. Did that Cooper ever get built? Oh, yeah. All right, we have the Cooper. So for now, I'm going to fill the Cooper full of people working to turn planks and iron into barrels. But then at some point, I'm going to have enough barrels to fill. The barrels eventually decay over time. So I'm trying to shove as many barrels through the Cooper as possible for now so that it can start to benefit. And then once we have a few barrels stockpiled, which we'll see if I hit R here, we'll see the barrel stockpiling. Where is barrel storage? Here. Once I start to have a barrel stockpile increase, then I can reduce the amount of Coopers that I have. But that also reminds me of one other thing, which is brewing. So once I finish with the glass, I'll add brewing to the goal up top. But we'll do glass first. So the sand pit is just half the equation of the glass. Then we're also going to want the Glassmaker, and that requires 125 bricks, which is, multiple tons of bricks. And that's going to have to wait until I've upgraded my root cellars anyway. The root cellars come first. So the upgraded root cellar increases the storage capacity, but also reduces the rate of food spoilage, which is why I find that it's one of the first things to go to get upgraded. Because reducing your food spoilage is kind of important when I'm constantly losing food to spoil. I may also need another windmill. The amount of... Well, I'll start brewing it. Once I start brewing the wheat, I might not need as much windmill. So let's get a brewery up. Which building is that? So brewery requires water, wheat, and honey. I don't want to put the breweries too close to the bakery because... brewery is another building that requires a lot of water. So maybe I stick the brewery up here where I put this well. So I'm going to move this well there and stick the brewery next to the compost yards. So the brew of this colony will be called Gong Brew or something. I don't know. If you're not starving in settlement games or even playing them right, nope. I agree with you. So there's the brick root cellar. I don't know statistically how much better it is than the original one, but the game says it's better. I'll try to take the game at its word, and it's better. And we're just about at our housing max, so I'm going to throw down some extra houses to accommodate. I'm not going to bother keeping the sand pit open until I actually have the glassmaker. I don't need to start stockpiling sand. It's not a trade good that matters. Also, I'd like the road built first anyway, which it is sitting on some rocks that need to be removed. Why do I have a forger shack out here? I'm just going to reposition it. Because I'm developing on the land. There we go. Ooh, more compost. You were just wondering if I needed more houses because the pop was reached? Yep. Is one root cellar enough for this colony? It is for now, but it won't be for long. As I ramp up. As you add barrels and improve your root cellars, you're going to have less spoilage, which means you'll end up, at the end of the day, having more food to store. So, 2 root cellars is probably all that I'm going to need, but I'll have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, it's a good question. For right now, I don't need 2. But if you look at my storage capacity for the root cellars, if I brought that down to 1, that 1 root cellar would almost be... It would be close to full at the end of the harvest season in the fall when we pull crops from the fields. So, I don't need it yet, but I will need it soon. Village is low on laborers. That's because I have 25 miners. I'm going to reduce the amount of constructors that I have, and that will satisfy the labor count. You would love to see more food varieties in this game? I mean, there's a lot of food varieties. There's meat, red, fish, smoked meat, smoked fish, fruit, beans, berries, root vegetables, mushrooms, preserves, nuts, eggs, milk, cheese, greens. And there's multiple types of greens too, right? Like, I don't know. I disagree with you. I think there's plenty of variety of food, and the variety isn't meaningful. Maybe have it be more meaningful? Combining it like recipes? Yeah, because the only recipes that exist now are just like bread, right? I mean, you don't do much else. There's no kitchen or canteen or restaurants or anything like that. But maybe in medieval time there kind of wasn't. You know, you would just have like a root stew with some meat and like maybe bread if you were lucky. Like, you know, might be trying to go for a bit of realism in that there wasn't a lot of food variety back then. But there is the need to have fruits and veggies in your diet. You can't just fish and hunt or you'll get scurvy. So that already exists. Now, let's get the other root cellar up. And then the brick that I make from here on out will be used for that glass blower. And I'll probably put the glass blowing up here. It's a very undesirable building. Or maybe I'll have it like here or something. Not next to the house. But for that, it looks like I need heavy tools. And that would require our blacksmith making some heavy tools. So I'm going to crank up the amount of heavy tools that I make. So that they're more likely to make heavy tools in the upcoming season so that I can make the glass blower. Or whatever they're called, I don't even know. What are they technically labeled as? Glassmaker. So this is one of the dudes, the Anders Plains Rider, that sells cattle. I do have enough money for cattle, but I don't have a cattle building just yet. But I'm going to focus on glass first. Luckily, the upgraded guard towers don't require brick. They just require stone. So once the stone bounces back from all the cobbled roads that we've set up, I'll start upgrading those towers as well, because they're going to increase the range. And I probably moved that well, so let's get that brewery. Here we go. I'll add... Get bricks, glass, brewery, and pubs. So there's a little bit of a danger with pubs. It helps with the desirability, but if your populace is unhappy, it will make them more violent. And the game warns you of this in the amenities. In the pub, it serves beer to thirsty villagers in need of good libation. It provides entertainment and generates tax revenue based on beer sold, while beer and socialization at the pub can boost villagers' happiness. Very unhappy villagers who drink too much become violent. So we got to keep our people happy, which currently they're plenty happy, but we got to keep our people happy so that the beer that I supply them doesn't make them angry. They'll rise up in rebellion. Yeah, something like that. I actually don't think that there's like a complex... crime isn't like really involved in this game. I could be wrong about that, but there isn't like a complex system of crime or anything like that. So one of the benefits of glass, besides the fact that it is a luxury good that the next tier of houses are going to demand, is it allows you to get a preservist building. A preservist brings fruits, berries, roots, vegetables to this building to preserve them in jars of glassware, and they have a much better shelf life when they're preserved. So it helps you to keep things from spoiling. So here is the glass maker, and I'll put this down here, I guess. But we're not going to be able to build that for a while because I don't have the brick or heavy tools. Hopefully these nincompoops are producing heavy tools, but we'll see. What animals can you ranch? Cattle. Just cattle. And I can maybe start putting out a pasture now. Well, let's get a barn for that purpose. So the fodder bonus that you see here, you set the grazing area, so we don't need to necessarily worry about the fodder bonus at this moment, because I'll move the grazing spot for better fodder. Looking at our raw resources, we have a lot more iron ore than we have gold. So in the forge here, I'm going to say smelt more iron than gold to account for that ratio disparity. And that's the only thing that jumps out at me, other than the fact that our linen clothes, shoes, and hide coats are really, really, really bad. Like, extraordinarily. So do I have flax? I have a little bit of flax. So with that extra flax, I'm going to hire more cobblers to make more shoes. A lot more shoes, because we're wearing through them. And where's the weaver? Weaver. There you are. Hire another weaver. What I'm probably going to need to do is to have much larger dedicated flax fields for the linen clothing, or to import linens. In order to support our growing populace. I have 23 laborers, and I have, like, no wood and no stone. What are you even laboring to do? Bring me wood and stone, but faster. Oh, but maybe not this, because I don't want the dough to be displaced. Almost 200 pop. Yep, 198. Getting really close. So you can see the barrels adding spoilage reduction bonuses. And that will also apply to the storehouse as well, because the storehouse does store flax, willow, and honey, and wax. I actually don't know if wax decays, but I do know that like flax does. So your storehouse will benefit from barrels as well. And in fact, the granaries benefit, I think, from barrels, even though you don't see them here. I believe that granaries can use barrels too, even though they don't have a UI element. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Let's go ahead and start moving blueberry bushes to the third forager so that they can forage us some berries. Because once I have a preservist, it's going to be really easy to preserve those berries so they don't decay in like a month or two. Hawthorn, looking for the blueberries. I don't want to go this far though. What percentage is educated? 75%. 3/4. Not bad. The game is like super warning me about my lack of logs and stone and and clay. Is my clay mines full? No, it's like one person gathering clay. Well, that explains it. Let's fill that up. That drops my laborers down below a point that the game doesn't want me at. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to fire some of my gold miners. Because I'm not really using the gold at the moment. And I don't need to sit on a giant hoard of gold, because eventually what will happen is the stockpile will run out of storage space for it, and then I'll have to make a vault. Because you can only store so much gold in here. If I wanted a vault, if you're wondering, actually I could make a vault. Like right now. So a vault is just a dedicated building to store your gold. As you'd imagine. But I don't have the stone for it, so I'm not going to bother. God, how many diseases affected wheat and buckwheat, carrots, beans, peas? I'll keep an eye on my my buildings there. But the good news is the brewery is open. We are now stocking the brewery and making beer. So the next step will be to set up pubs once I have some beer stocked. So you'll see the beer here go up from 0, and then once I have, I don't know, like 50 or something like that, I'll build some pubs. Yep, just ran out of gold storage just now. So that's just so happens to be exactly what I was talking about. As if I predicted the future. I'm going to stick the gold storage right here. Because if I garrison up the town, they'll fire on anyone near the vault. And then it's also right next to a lookout tower. And also, yeah, I could, for now, I could put gold in the trade post, as Slider mentioned, just as a temporary storage, a stopgap storage, which I'll do. Does it cost a lot of gold to keep an army? It does. The monthly cost of these troops that I have here is 40, and then each tower has a monthly cost for the lookout tower, and then also the soldiers. So the soldier training is 60 of my gold a month, which is like maybe a third of my cash flow. Just for guarding my my wealth. AKA, it's really not insignificant. Alright, I need more laborers. Who can I fire? How's my shoes? My shoes are still pretty bad, so I'm not going to fire my cobblers. Hey, Nabla, thank you for the resub. I still don't even have any heavy tools produced. How is that? Production ratio is 10. What? What? Here, let me reduce this. Come on now. Make heavy tools. I could reduce the amount of iron miners that I have, I guess. Because I have a lot of stockpiled up iron. And have them as day laborers, cutting down trees and mining stone. Hey, Backroad, if you are only getting the option for 360p, just like force refresh or cache refresh, which is usually like hold shift refresh, the stream, because that should not be the case. Hey, Grey Hermit. Thank you for the resub. 3 years, man. I'll drink to that. Work camps don't cut down trees. It just has them work in a preset area. But trees regrow on their own over time, so you don't really need to reforest. As you can see, like, this whole area has regrown on its own. Hey, bud. What is this? Oh, moving the blueberry bush. Much better? Good. I'm glad it worked. Cheers. Would a second smithy just for tools be a good idea? Possibly. I think once we get a few stockpiled heavy tools, I'll be able to make enough tools to supply the populace. We just need to get ahead of the sort of demand that had been building up for a while. Where's our stone going, though? What building do I have queued up that's using... Oh, the vault. Okay. That's fine. Is the orchards producing anything? Oh man, they've been producing tons. Last year they produced 500 fruit. In fact, I'll hire another arborist because they've been pulling a lot of weight. So I'm getting a lot of diseases in this crop field, but I do have them rotating on a 3-year rotation. So any crops should be cleared. However, on this specific field, it has a beans disease, and next year we are set to plant beans. So I think what I'll do is just do a double up of clovers and then put the beans back once that disease clears. And I'll just have to remember that I've done that. Wow, no one's unhappy? That's not realistic. There has to be one dude on a soapbox preaching doom and gloom. Every single documentary or show I've ever seen of this era has that one doomsday soapbox preacher going, "The end is nigh!" And, you know, they're pissing everyone else off. But no, apparently not. We're just pure happy. Cool. I guess I'm a good governor. I like how people don't even have linen clothes and they're still happy. That's right. You're happy even though I don't have clothes on you for you to wear. So speaking of clothes, where's my weavery? You. I always forget where it is. Here it is. Weavery. You can hire 2 new people. Make more clothes. Oh, dog treats. Sorry about that. Here, buddy. That's yours. That's yours. So beer. 64 beer. All right, that's enough beer. So go to the amenities, go to the pub, and I'm going to wait until we have the vault because it uses stone, and I don't have any stone. One thing I could do is hit prioritized on this giant boulder, and then the laborers will start prioritizing that for stone over the wood that I have queued up, which will help to get stone quicker. Oh, and here's the barn. I didn't realize I had the barn already, but I'm going to close the barn for now because I don't have any cows, so I don't need anyone working there. But here's how to set the grazing area. So I can just be like, oh, graze here where the fodder is great. And when I buy cattle, I'll be able to put them here, which then that will give me, initially it will give me milk, but then eventually once the cows start breeding, it will give somewhat of a renewable source of leather and meat. That won't be for a little while. Yep, beer is on the way. Only 50 bricks away from getting the glassmaker. And then the next big thing that I want after the glass is to upgrade the market. Because I believe the market's upgrade will expand its radius that it can serve. And then I will put houses down within that radius and then try to make the houses attractive to raise them up from homesteads to large houses. Large houses is next. Which is weird. It doesn't say it anywhere, but yeah, large houses are next. Graze also improves soil quality? You know, I'm not sure about that. There's not really a very comprehensive wiki on this game. So that would be an interesting and also realistic mechanic, but I don't know if it's an actual mechanic. Maybe it is, but I can't say for sure. Buckwheat, beans, peas, but that's not buckwheat, that's wheat. I'm just checking the fields for diseases. No, I think it does. Cool. Well, let's see about. So the wheat fields that I have here are like super fertile, so I don't really need to worry about that. And I know how many cows, so like there isn't grazing to be done anyway. But we could be grazing out here to improve this soil and then eventually expand farms out this way. That would make a lot of sense. Maybe graze in the flax fields? Yeah, once we have cattle. I mean, I don't, so. At some point we'll have it. Well, there we go. 4 barrels. The storehouse is completely maxed. So if I had the storehouse upgraded, it would be the best spoiling percentage possible. The vault is built, and that's where we're going to store our gold. Also, we can store weapons and armor in the vault, too. So now that the vault is built, I do see a trade caravan coming in, so I'm going to leave the gold that's in the trade post still. But that means that the stone that I'm getting isn't already earmarked for a project, so pubs are on the way. So let me update the priority here. I already have bricks, so build Glassmaker, brewery, or Glassmaker, pubs, and let's just leave it at that for now. No, there was a few others. Upgrade, market, and stockhouse, or storehouse. Those are the big ones. 35 more brick for the Glassmaker. Please buy something stupid. Nope. Alright, not going to trade with her. Maybe the next one. I still feel like I have an excess of iron ore, so I'm going to reduce the amount of iron miners so that I can get more stone and timber. So for pubs, it does have a desirability bonus. The thing with the pub is, so I'm going to put a pub here. The thing with the pub is that I think before I lay out the pubs, I want to upgrade the market so I know the market's radius first. I think it'd be wise. So I'll use the stone to upgrade the guard towers instead. That's a pretty good use for it while I wait for the upgraded market. And maybe this road to the sand. And then this new one too. Is the disease gone from this field? Oh, it is. Okay, so let's put beans back. I don't see it diseased anymore. The southern one still has beans and peas disease, but that will be gone before next year. Wow, they're selling linen clothing for cheap. And given that I am in super high demand of linen clothing, I will buy some. Nice. Well, that will solve our clothing problem for now. Here's a the overlay graphic for the guard tower. You can see the range increase. It's not much, but it does do a damage increase as well. Ooh, that's a lot of graduates. Still 74% if you're wondering, because we've had immigrants and people growing up that didn't have educations. Nine people? Sure, I'll accept you, but I don't really have houses. The next tier, if you're wondering, the population I need to hit is 400. 425 large houses. I already have enough houses to support the 25, but I definitely don't have the houses to support 400 people. Before I forget, let's ramp down the heavy tools. Because we already have 2 stockpiled and I don't use too many heavy tools. And keep going with the guard towers. I think the last of the bricks are getting delivered to the glassmaker now. I'm trying to find the individual delivering it. Maybe not. But we do have the bricks, so that should get built any minute now. Hey, T-Man, how you doing? I was actually just talking about you in your streams. Because Tumbling Satellite was playing 6, and I was saying that you had played it before. Songs of 6. And that, you know, I had watched you play. Alright, there is no trade to be done here. It's a solid game? Yeah. I've only played a tiny bit of it. I never really got into it. But it did look like a lot of fun. Here we go, Glassmaker. Boom. So now with the Glassmaker up, we need to fire up the sand. Another thing that I failed to put in here is the stockyard to store glass and sand. And then also the Glassmaker requires coal. So that wouldn't be a terrible thing to source here if possible. But no, there's no coal mines near my closest. Actually, no. Well, there is this one up here. Is it worth it? Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. So I'll have the road connect like this. And then I'll probably move the temporary house, temporary shelter to be sort of centered. Turn this on. So now we have 2 people working in the glass maker, 2 people in the 4 people in the sand pit, and we'll get that coal mine going to support our glass industry. So the next thing I'm saving up for is the upgraded market, and that's going to be 50 bricks and 60 planks. Probably where I positioned everything just now messed with this forager badly. So I might have to move the foraging shack so it's not near all this industry. But I'll check its development percentage once we get a little bit further. Food is slowly climbing up due to the root cellar, yeah. We're sporting about half the total amount of barrels in them, and then the storehouse is already maxed out. The market is already almost maxed out, 4 out of 5. So food's looking up for once. Get over a half year's worth. Of course, I had to pick the road that has so many rocks blocking it. Oh well. I'll just add some more builders. Yeah, I know. We have one homeless person. Thank you for tuning in to Farthest Frontier, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 7th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscriber, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow settlers,